Hello guys, I'm Vipin Kumar and today we do the Geography second chapter class 9th, which is Physical Feature of India. So we discuss some major physiography divisions. So physical feature of India are grouped under the following physiography division. The Himalaya mountains, second the northern plains, then peninsular plateau, then Indian desert, fifth the coastal plains, sixth the island. So let us discuss each of them in the detail. So the Himalaya mountain. Firstly, we discuss about the Himalaya mountains. So Himalaya mountains are stretched over the northern boundary of India. Like the Himalaya mountains are from in India at the northern boundary, start from Kashmir and go to the Arunachal Pradesh. The mountain range run in a east to west, west to east. It means the from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. This mountain ranges go from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. From the Indus to Brahmaputra. It means Indus is go from the Kashmir at there, and Brahmaputra is at from here to come from the Arunachal Pradesh at here. So it means Indus to Brahmaputra. So it means Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalaya consists of three parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. So like that, the Himalaya first range, then second, then third. Like that, the Himalaya carries three layers of parallel ranges. So the northernmost Himalayas are known as the greater or the inner Himalayas or the Himadri. It is the most continuous range, consists of loftiest peak with an average height of 6,000 meter. It means that the Himadri, the northernmost range of the Himalaya in the India, is consist of loftiest peak with the average height of, this is the average height, not the exact, this is the average height of all the peaks, that is 6,000 meter. And second, the fold of the greater Himalayas are the fold of the greater Himalaya are asymmetrical in nature. The core of this part of Himalaya, it means the core of this part of Himalaya, the greater Himalaya are asymmetrical in nature, and the core of this part of Himalaya is composed of granite. Third point of Himalaya, the range lying in the into the south of the Himadri. It means from Kashmir is lying in the north, and from the Kashmir to south at this direction, this is Kashmir, and from here to here, from the Himadri form the most rugged mountain system, and it known as the Himachal or Lesser Himalaya. So the Pir Panjal range form the longest and the most important range. In this area, the Pir Panjal range are form the longest and the most important range. Fifth point, the outermost range of Himalaya is called the Shivalik. The outermost range, which means outermost range means like this is the first, which is Himadri, then we come to the south side of the Kashmir, then the Himachal, then we come to more in the south, then we come to Shivalik. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, then explain the longitudinal valleys lying between Lesser Himalaya and the Shivalik are known as dunes. It means the valley which are lying in this between the Lesser Himalaya, which is Himachal, and Shivaliks, are known as the dunes. Dehradun, Kotli Dun, and Patli Dun are some well-known dunes. So the Himalaya have also been divided on the basis of region from west to east. So Himalaya is also divided. So the Himalaya is also divided in this type of way from Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. So the part of Himalaya lying between Indus and Satluj has been traditionally known as Punjab. So the part of Himalaya between the Indus and Satluj is traditionally known as the Punjab, but it is also known regionally as Kashmir and Himachal Himalaya from west to east respectively. The part of Himalayas lying between Satluj and Kali river is known as Kumaun's Himalaya. The Kali Testa rivers, the Kali and Tista rivers divide the Nepal Himalayas, and the part lying between the Testa and the Hang river is known as the Assam Himalayas. The Brahmaputra marks the easternmost boundary of the Himalayas. So the Brahmaputra rivers mark the easternmost. This is the Brahmaputra river enter in the India from the Arunachal Pradesh. So the Brahmaputra rivers marks the easternmost boundary of the India. Which is known as the Purvanchal or the Eastern Hills and Mountains. Eastern Hills and Mountains. The Purvanchal comprise the Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, the Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. The Panchang comprise the Patkai Hills, the Naga Hills, the Manipur Hills, and the Mizo Hills. So the Northern Plain. Now we come to Northern Plain. What is Northern Plain? Northern Plain has been formed by the interplay of three major river systems, which is Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. These three river systems make the Northern Plain, along with their tributaries. So it's spread over an area of 7 lakh square kilometer. So Northern Plain is spread over the area of 7 lakh square kilometer. The Northern Plains is boundedly divided into three sections as mentioned below. So first section, the western part of the Northern Plain is referred to as the Punjab Plain. It means the western part of the India, or the western part of the Northern Plain is being to Punjab Plains. The plain is formed by the Indus and its tributaries. So the area of Punjab plains at the west of the India is formed by the river Indus and their tributaries. Some tributaries of Indus is Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. The Ganga plain extends between Ghaggar and Testa river. So the Ganga plains are extended between the Ghaggar and the Testa river. It is spread over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, and partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. Brahmaputra plains lying in the state of Assam. According to the variation in elevation points, the northern plains can be divided into four regions, So according to the variation in elevation points, this is the this separation is on the basis of the rivers and which form these areas, and this variation is on the elevation points. So first point, the river after the river after descending from the mountains deposit pebble in a narrow belt of about 8 to 16 kilometer in width, lying parallel to the slope of Shivalik, which is known as Bhabar. All the streams disappear in this Bhabar belt. So the Bhabar belt is about 8 to 16 kilometer in width, lying parallel to the slopes of the Shivalik. All the streams are disappear in the Bhabar belt. Second point, the streams and rivers regime. So second point, the streams and rivers stream and river emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy region known as Tarai. Third point, the largest part of the northern plain is formed of old alluvium soil. So it lies above the floodplains of the river and present a track-like feature which is known as Bhangar. The soil in the Bhangar region contain calcareous deposition and known as the Khankar. The younger deposit of the floodplains called the Khadar. The Khadar is below the flood. The Khadar is below the floodplains or at the level of the floodplains. These plateaus. Now we come to plateaus. Peninsular plateaus. So the peninsular plateaus is a tableland composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. So these plateaus are created by the old crystallic, igneous and metamorphic rocks. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana lands. So peninsular plateaus are formed by the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana lands. One of the distinct features of the peninsular plateau is the black soil area known as Deccan Trap. The black soil area of the peninsular plateau is known as the Deccan Trap. These plateaus consist of two divisions. Firstly, the Central Highland. Second, the Deccan Plateaus. So what is the Central Highland? The part of peninsular plateau lying to the north of the Narmada river, covering a major area of the Malwa plateaus. So where the Central Highland is situated, this is situated at the north side of the Narmada river, covering a major area of Malwa plateau, is known as the Central Highland, and the eastward extension of these plateaus are locally known as the Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. Deccan Plateau, it is a triangular landmass that lie in the south of the Narmada river. An extension of the plateaus is also visible in the northeast, which is known as the Meghalaya. Kharbi Anglong plateaus and North Kachar Hills, North Kachar Hills. So the Western Ghats. Now we come to the Ghats. There are two type of Ghats in India: Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats mark the western and the eastern edges of the Deccan Plateaus, respectively. So now we compare the Western Ghats to the Eastern Ghats. So Western Ghats lies parallel to the western coast, and Eastern Ghats lie stretched from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nagaris in the south. They are continuous and can be crossed. They are discontinuous and irregular through passes only, and they are discontinuous and they can be dissected by a river draining into the Bay of Bengal. They are higher than the Eastern Plateau. Their average elevation is 900 to 1600 meters. Their average elevation is only 600 meters. Anamudi is the highest peak in the Western Ghat. The printing mistake is there. And Mahendragiri, which is 1501 meter in height, is the highest peak of Eastern Ghats. Now we come to Indian deserts. The Indian desert lies toward the western margin of the Aravalli Hills. It is a sandy plain covered with dunes, and these regions receive very low rainfall, below 150 mm per year. It has a dry climate with low vegetation cover. Now we come to coastal plains. So what are coastal plains? The coastal plain is a flat, low-lying piece of land next to the ocean. To the east and the west of the peninsular plateaus, two narrow strips of plain land are found. So to the east and the west of the peninsular plateaus, like these are the peninsular plateaus, and the east like here, and the west like here. The two narrow strips of plain land are found, which are respectively called eastern coastal plateaus and western coastal plateaus. So now we talk about the eastern coastal plateaus. So eastern coastal plateaus is a wide stretch of a landmass lying between the Eastern Ghats. So its landmass is lying between the Eastern Ghats. Eastern coastal plateaus landmass is lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. In the northern part, it is referred to as the Northern Kirkar. While the southern part, it is known as the. In the southern part, it is known as the Coromandel Coast. So large rivers such as Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, and the Kaveri has formed extension delta on this coast. Lake Chilika is an important feature along the eastern coast. So now we talk about the western coastal plains. The western coast is stretched. Here the printing mistake also. The western coast is stretched between the not sandwich. Here is stretch between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It is a narrow plain and consists of three sections as mentioned below. So these are the three sections which are mentioned, which are in the Western Ghats. In the Western coastal plains. So the northern part of the coast is called the Konkan, which is Mumbai and Goa. The central stretch is called the Kannad Plains, and the southern stretch is refers to as the Malabar coast. The island. Now we come to the islands. What are islands? An island is a piece of subcontinental land that is surrounded by water, like Lakshadweep Island group. Is composed of small coral islands which were earlier known as Lakadiv, Minicoy, and Amindiv. So the Lakshadweep Island is earlier known as the Lakadiv, Minicoy, and Amindiv. Lakshadweep. And the second group is the Andaman and Nicobar. The entire group of island is divided into two border categories, which is Andaman in the north and Nicobar in the south. These islands lie closely to equator. So Andaman and Nicobar Islands lies close to equator and experience equatorial climate and have thick forest cover. So these island groups, which is Andaman and Nicobar, experience the equator climate and have the thick forest. The diverse physical feature of India has immense possibility of development because of the following reasons. The mountains are the major source of water and forest wealth. The northern plains are the granaries of the country. They provide the base of early civilization, like the Indus Valley civilization is in the northern plains. And in India, the Rakhigadi, which is situated in Haryana, it is the biggest city of the Indus Valley civilization in India. The plateaus is a storehouse of mineral. Storehouse. The plateau is a storehouse of the mineral, which has played a crucial role in the industrialization of India. The coastal region and the island groups provide site for fishing and port activities. So thank you. If you like my video, please subscribe to our channel and tap to bell icon for taking my all the updates. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching.